All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Mayday 91283 here, your TGC Tours Major Championship Design Challenge tournament coordinator and facilitator of these playthroughs for the challenge. Great to have you along with us here on this Sunday afternoon. Our next course up is the Patriot. This course by B Smooth 13. That's Justin Smedley. And can't wait to give it a go here. We just finished Cypress Dunes. And again, you can get a full list of playthrough schedules and archives by the link that I'm about to post into the chat. If I could ever spell. Hives. There we go. And again, we are we've got now 13 courses and 2 alternates that have published. A couple more have come in today. Pablo published his course earlier on this morning, and we also had the other of our alternates, Digital Bunny, publish his course. So for the complete listing of courses so far completed in this challenge, as we are coming up on 8 days plus until deadline. I think I said 7.5 of the previous stream, but it's midnight Eastern, or 12:59 p.m. Eastern, to be as specific as possible. On tax day, April 15th, that is the published deadline for our contest. So we've got 11 courses yet to come, and certainly can't wait to see what we're going to get out of them. So again, I'm pretty much playing these courses sight unseen. I've taken a couple of flyover picks for the splash screens that are up on the forums, but I'm seeing these for the first time. I'll make some comments as I go. They're meant to be casual playthroughs, but I will, if I see something design-wise, point it out, good, bad, or indifferent. I encourage you in the chat to do the same. We've got it set up so we have the chat showing on the right side of the screen. You know it, Scob. So pretty much any bashing of Scob during the contest, during the playthroughs, is highly encouraged. That's our disclaimer this time. No, I'm kidding. But opinions, mine alone, do not necessarily reflect that of TGC Tours Administration or the judging panel. But we're going to go play through, have some fun. More than happy to talk with the designer offline about some of the stuff we talk about in the stream. But as always, please make your mama proud. So with that, let's kick off the Patriots, and I'm excited to play this one. It's a McRainer course. I'm going to ignore the fact that it's named after a godforsaken football team in the northeastern portion of the country, and we'll just go from there. As long as that P stands for pack, I'm all good. And I'll already say right off the bat, what Justin has done here is, this is, the McRainer style, McDonald, Rainer, Banks, that template style of the golden age back in the early 1900s. So you're going to see, some symmetrical looks, kind of Parkland style, these deep manufactured kind of trench style bunkers. It's a style that is kind of polarizing. Some guys really enjoy this style, some guys do not. Personally, I am a fan of this style, especially just kind of the challenge and the thoughts of some of the templates and the way they play angles, the way you make you think about certain shots. And I've always been kind of a sucker for a Parkland style of course, which so this style is up my alley. It doesn't play quite as well with others, but we'll be interested to see how it plays out in the contest. So with that, you already get a decision right off the opening tee. You can try to cut through the bunkers here to open up a better angle to this front right hole location. And with the wind helping us a little bit, by the way, not mentioned in the disclaimer, but worth noting, we do, if at all possible, if the designer has posted his conditions for round one, I've tried to set up my society to mimic the round one conditions prescribed by the designer for these playthroughs. And we're playing pin set one. We're playing the round one conditions. Made that through quite nicely. Left with nothing more than a wedge in here. And another thing with Justin, I mean, here's a guy, and yeah, listen to me going all Eric on you. Here's a guy, but you know, Smedley, he's one of the top players in this game. He's already won a couple of times on the PGA Tour this year. You usually see his name at or near the top of the leaderboard. He's definitely going to be playing in the U.S. Open. He's definitely going to be a guy who will be contending in the U.S. Open. So it's interesting to see a player of that caliber designing a course that is going to be meant to test the best players at their very best. And those fasts that were with us in the last round have crept in again. That was the safe side to miss it on, though. A little long and right here, though it leaves a downhill putt. Was not the worst place to miss that. Uh-oh. Slow down. Slow down. Scott talking all wrestling stuff here. It's like talking American football to Chris. Yeesh. But going back, yeah, I did have I guess you could call it fun. I was covering a couple of high school baseball games down in Green Bay yesterday, and first pitch temperature was about 47 degrees. It was a doubleheader. We had rain off and on throughout the day. Had some wind blow through as well. And the first game went to extra innings. So, yeah, needless to say, by the time I got home, I was ready to hit the sack. Now, here's where I really think this style comes into its own, just the deep bunkering and the shadows it creates. I mean, some guys think it might look a little artificial. I mean, I think that looks really cool. The sharp definition with the shadowing. This is a tough hole, too. I mean, it's kind of Redani. They can be that way, Scott. I mean, like I said, it's really a love it or hate it kind of style. Like I said, it's a style that personally I enjoy, but it's definitely one that does not think everybody's eye. Yeah, I think that was, if I can get up over that ridge. It's long putt, but at least it's on the proper level here. Yeah. Well, I definitely agree with that. That Pithy is, and I've done it a lot of my, and in fact, heck, I mean, just look at what we played with Cypress Dunes. I mean, there were some template style holes on that course. I mean, there was a road, there was a Redan. I mean, there was 11 on there, just Eden. Um, but it was certainly not done in the style of a McDonald or a Rayner. I mean, heck, I mean, you look at what Tom Doak did in real life with Old McDonald out of the Banded Dunes complex. That's template holes. It sure doesn't look like a McRainer, that's for certain. I'm just trying to get you drunk, Scob. That's all I'm doing here. Well played, Scob. You called it to the inch. Yes, I mean a lot more. I mean Rayner was really into the symmetrical stuff. Yes, yeah. McDonald did National Golf Links, which, I mean, there's still some of that characteristic, but it's not nearly as strict and rigid and symmetrical as you see with a lot of the Rayner stuff that came later on. All right, we've got it. This sure looks like an Alps template here. Ooh. Well, breaking news dropped from Brian Petty. Doing a LiDAR version of National Golf Links of America. I will be very interested to play that one. I still want to play Pithy's LiDAR recreation of LA Country Club. I hope to do that here in the next couple of days as time allows. This is a tough one to get near the hole. I think that's about as well landed as I could have done. But that was an Alps style hole. So the key there was to try to get as far left as you could within reason to give you the best view into the green. Yeah, I need to play that out a little further. Had the right weight, though, for sure. Oh, I can imagine. I mean, what you and Job did with the pre-LiDAR version of Sweetens was incredible. So I'm thinking this is almost, I would have to guess, almost a bottle template a little bit. Especially the way it necks in at the driving area. That is a very good question, Scob. I can definitely see, changing subject, I can definitely see why this is the #1 handicap hole. Tough drive, tough force carry for the second. This hole would be an absolute bear into the wind. As it is, it's no slouch here. Let's see, 165, 69, wind helping at 8, and it's 6 paces on. So 63. I could just hear Manning saying right now, Sweetens Cove, it plays so good. I bet they serve chicken parm in the clubhouse. And queso dip. Did we carry it enough? Just. Well played, Reeb. Maybe they won't relocate to Omaha, but maybe they'll serve Omaha steaks in the clubhouse. Well, I'm very happy with the par on that hole. That was good call. Well, they'll bring a grill out to the front porch there, and then that's how they'll do it. Almost a little bit of a punch bowl there in the back portion of the green. This is one. Okay. How greedy do you get here? Right wind conditions, you're going to clear this bunker. I think you almost want to lay back of it. Especially because the hole's only about 420 yards. I think laying back with a 2-wood isn't the worst play here. Well, I don't know about the rest of it, but you had me at whiskey. Tough to land it close. You got this little almost buried elephant right here. You'd have to land it just about perfectly right here to feed it down. So if you get right of that, you're going that way. So this is a tough shot to get close to the hole. Let's see, up 8. Yeah. We'll stick with the 7-iron here and see what that does us. Poor swing line. We pushed it right. That's what I mean. I've missed my target by 3 yards. And instead of having an easy look at birdie, this is not going to be the easiest up and down. Well, actually, I'll take that back because this is going to be a chip, and I'm pretty good with a chip from this distance. So I don't feel as bad about this. But yeah, just a slight miss on my target there, and it may have cost me a half a shot on that hole. Instead of having a legitimate look at birdie, you know, that was a struggle to save par. Okay, so looks like we've got a bit of a riff on the short template here, but definitely a high, pushed up green. Very well fortified by bunker. Your little thumbprint right here, 3 distinct tiers. That might be a little bit of a thumbprint there too. But certainly, though, this is a shot. If you got right, you could use this little backboard to bring it back. Yeah, you could make a 2 here, or you could make a real big number. Yeah, I would say that's a fair call there, Brian. I just want to put it in this little bowl here. Wait, oh, yep, Smedley did put in some rocks. Oh, kind of a quarry feature, just a little Marion-esque. That's a good number. Yep. All right, now come back. Okay. A little bit of a double breaker here. I think it's going to start harder left than it comes back right. There we go. And we're on the board. Oh, it took us 6 holes to get our first birdie. Now this hole definitely has a bit of an Oakmont feel to it. The way he's done the bunkers. Another long par 4 though. A lot of movement inside the green. This just feels like a classic U.S. Open style hole. Like I said, to me it just screams Oakmont. Negotiate the slalom of bunkers, put it right in the fairway. Still left with a long second in. That feels like a depression there. If I hit it into here, it might not get all the way back there. Almost feel like I'm right in between clubs here. I'd really like to either juice a 6 or take something off a 5. But I feel like I'd rather be a little long here than short. Yeah, we'll take that. It'll be left, be right of the hole, but not a terrible leave in the grand scheme of things. But this is another one of those. I hit an okay shot, but not a great shot. I mean, if I hit a great shot in here, it's not an easy putt, but it's a fairly reasonable look at birdie. You know, this is a tough birdie look right here. No, it's by no means an impossible 2-putt, but this is a tough putt to make. Yeah, it was just, that was always going to be tough to get high enough. I don't even think Snoop Dogg could have got that putt high enough. For shizzle. The AI is not being nice to me here. 7 under, I call bull funky. Now this feels like more of a Cape style hole. Without water, but it feels like a Cape. Sorry, Chives. Now I just wonder, what if he would have, instead of kidney beaning this right or left, I wonder if he'd have brought it right, like right up to this little quarry right here. Because it feels to me a pin right here would have struck the fear of God in somebody. Do not want to get too bold with this tee shot, especially on a hole less than 400 yards. Just need to put it in the fairway. Okay, so don't miss short and don't miss right. That's what this green is telling me. 132 up 19, 38. I'm dead on the number. That's something I got going for me. We were dead on the number. Ooh, Not the easiest putt, though. It's breaking back the other way. There we go. Well, we are 2 under through 8, and we have earned both of those birdies. Well, actually, we talk about Smedley and his propensity for a course like this. That's why I found it both a little ironic and a little rewarding, actually, that he won earlier this year on Ladue, which was my quasi-RCR of another McRainer course at St. Louis Country Club. .625-yard behemoth of a par 5 here. Is downhill a little bit. Potentially reachable. Oh. Little valve here for the pond. Prevent the overflow. He sunk those in. Little fictitious culvert there. Yeah, this is kind of interesting that he's put retaining wall in his bunker. And I think interesting is the word for it. I don't quite know how I feel about that. I don't know if I hate it. I don't know if I'm absolutely in love with it either. But, yeah, so I think interesting is the perfect word to use there. Oh, help me, wind. Help. Nope. Scob, you are a dirty man. I'll say that right now. That would be mega sick. Tell you what, if you ended up in those church pews, they'd be praying for the Lord to take them. I may just try that at some point. That is a devilishly good idea. That's kind of where I was going with that too, Dan. Alright, we're back in play. Yeah, I think that retaining wall, Oh, it doesn't hurt the look, but I don't think it helps it either, if that makes any sense. It's just kind of there. Alright, so we're playing 29, almost 30, don't want to miss short. We're definitely taking the high road on this one. Oh, behind this green? Yeah, I could see that, I suppose. Well, that always had to be a little long, didn't it? Oh, I see what you mean. Yeah. And again, it's a single layer. I mean, that's just, we've said it on other streams. That's just such a hard look to get right. That's just more the limitations of this, of the Unity engine more than anything else. Did we make one? Yes. All right. Not bad considering where we were off the tee. And again, here I am, just like on Cypress. I'm 3 under at the turn. I'm 4 shots back, but I feel like I've really played well and worked to get the 3 under. And, you know, probably about as well as I could have played to this point. This is definitely a pin position that calls for a draw. And wouldn't you know, I've got a cut wind. See if we can run this. Yeah, that's a good point. I think part of it is, I think he's, in fact, I'm almost certain he's done this in Rustic, as opposed to Countryside. So Rustic doesn't have that that one grass that Hans stumbled upon that has the uber long draw distance on it. But yeah, I agree. I mean, if we had the draw distance where this is just kind of filled with this fescue sort of look, I mean, that would have looked really sharp. But hard to do with the tools you have in the Rustic theme. Well, there's a lot of things they should do for the next game. I don't know if they'll actually do them, but... And again, I have gotten on the wrong side of a spine here and taken what could have been a ball that worked down for a good birdie. Looked to a very difficult 2-putt here. Exactly. Alright, so this one is going to be... Oh, I don't give up hope to either, Jives. I just set my expectations really low for them. Because I prefer to be pleasantly surprised when they actually do something. Which is seldom if ever, but I want to be pleasantly surprised when they do. I don't think I could have ever started that putt out high enough. I was just more worried about getting the weight relatively close. That was a tough putt from where I was at. I'm happy to walk off that green with a 3. Well, I don't know about that, Pithy. Seems like Rockman Dan has some pull around there. He's like the John Eric of designing. Right. So this feels a little, I'd say, probably leavening to me. Like 11 template. Really could get some fun pin positions back here. Not that that pin position right there is any slouch, but really fun pin positions to be had trying to carry those bunkers. Yeah, I could see road a little bit. I mean, if you were going for road, I would almost like to have seen this area extended out in the fairway a little bit to really make this take on a heroic carry over this bunker if he was going for road. I'll just say with HB, nothing surprises me at this point. Ooh, we are going to just skirt that bunker. Yeah. And of course, I immediately go play to the outside instead of the inside. That's just the contrarian in me. The guy who doesn't like making birdie. No, I can't take anything off of this. I come up short. I'm right down to that false front. Ooh, that's going to work. That is going to work. Ha ha! Fair point. Well, we turned that into a pretty routine par. Yeah, I'm not even going to worry about what HB or 2K may or may not do at this point. I mean, I'm just going to enjoy the game we have, and if they make it better, great. If they screw the pooch, well, they're going to be out $50. That's, at least from my bank account, that's all I really got to say about that. So, interesting that this is a par 5. I think it's by design, this big green complex. This feels almost like a bit of a breather where you could pick up one. Yeah, I mean that's possible, Brian, but I mean that would be something that Tim and Doyley and all of them would have to hash out. And once again, I have left myself in between clubs here. Hey, Dan's in the house. 90 may be okay here. I think I wanted 95. But I at least... I don't care that I'm below that little shelf there. I'd much rather be on the left side than the right side, because again, we've got that little spine running through the middle of the green, where if I'd have gone to the right side, it would have been tough to two-putt. This is pretty routine. Oh, hit it, Jeremy. Hit the ball. Crasher Man 22, what, has he been taking you out in Dirt Rally? Okay, so symmetrical in its design, but, I mean, the purpose here, okay, where are you playing at? Are you going to play safe? Play short of this bunker and keep the angle? You're going to try to cut off some distance and stay short of this bunker? Or are you going to get bold and try to carry that bunker and leave yourself the shortest distance in of all? In this wind, I think carrying that left bunker is the best option. Forget about bringing the heat. I think he's throwing the shade. Tough pin to get close to. So yeah, that's the pattern I've kind of seen develop in these greens, and I'm okay with it. I mean, you know, pins are on some tight shelves and, you know, little subsections of this green where, I mean, hey Justin, where you've got to really be spot on to get close. If you get close, you're going to have a decent look at birdie. But if you're offline by a couple of yards, you can pretty much kiss birdie goodbye and may have a little difficulty saving your par. And considering the audience for this course, I like that. Exactly, Brian. There we go. That was just the slightest of misses with a fast. And look where I'm going to end up. Instead of on that top shelf with a great look at birdie, I'm going to come down to this little swale. I'm going to have about a 25-footer up a ridge. So I've just taken a legitimate birdie look into more of a difficult two-putt. And it was just a fractional miss. And that's the stuff that's going to separate the wheat from the chaff in a U.S. Open. You know, if I'd have gotten to the stop on that top right shelf, I mean, I'd have had I mean, this is a hole where I could have made a pretty decent look at birdie. Instead, just a slight miscalculation, a slight miss on the execution, and it's a par. All right, yeah, this is a bottle. This is definitely a bottle template. And again, this, I mean, it's a narrow landing area, but now the question really becomes, where do you want to play this tee shot? I mean, you're not going to drive this green. And even if you could get home with a driver, I mean, it's just the way this complex is, it's not the best decision. So how far back do you want to lay up? What sort of shot do you want to leave yourself in? And on this hole, on this specific pin, I mean, to me, this is a full shot in all day that you're trying to leave yourself. So the objective is just to lay back in the fairway where you feel like you can have a full wedge in. And mission accomplished. This is another one. Just, I mean, really has an Oakmont kind of feel to me. I like it. All right, so 120 wind into me. I cannot miss this left. I will take that. Oh. Fair enough, Jives. Just admit it, you don't want to laugh in the middle of a downswing again. That's all we're talking about here. But alrighty, be good. We'll catch you later. Now this, where Scott was talking about earlier, that would have been a nice spot for a church pew there, that cross hazard. I wonder, this almost feels like it has a... This almost feels like it's the long template. And that would represent the hell bunker right there, those two little trench bunkers right there. This wind, I feel like if I could just drive it up in this little neck, there's a little power slot I could use. I almost could be able to get home if I did that. Oh yeah, this is... Justin has pulled off exactly the look he's wanted to go for on this course. I'll say that. We turned it over just a little bit. Are we going to get through there? Yes. Not quite down to the bottom there, but that will work. 234, we are having a go. Although, again, I am kind of right in between clubs. So it almost seems like the best play would be to try to run it down into this little valley right here. That'll probably be my best play. I don't know if I'll have a chance to make eagle, but at least I could have a very reasonable two-putt from there. Ah! unforced error. Tried the fast and I went very fast. That was an unforced error. Plain and simple. And I follow it up with another fast. Well, I just really blew a chance at a birdie here. There should be no reason I shouldn't have birdied this hole. And I've just thrown it away with 2 poorly executed shots. Might throw par away here if I'm not careful. Thought that was going to check up more. Oh yeah, I mean, like I said, I mean, in general, that's what I wanted out of this contest. I mean, you know, I don't want, you know, stupid, like, penal forced carries and, you know, greens on ski slopes and whatever where, you know, basically you're, you know, just struggling to break par. I mean, that's not what this is about. I mean, this is to test the players, make them think, make them execute shots, and if they execute shots and make birdies and score, great. But if their game is just slightly off, you know what this... Brian, you know what this whole... That's exactly what I was going to say. Tenet Riviera. That's exactly what this hole reminds me of. And this little area out here may seem awkward, but playability-wise, I mean, think about... I mean, it's still a tough pitch in, but at least it gives you a decent angle. Yeah, no, this feels very much like Tenet Riviera to me. I think if I just put myself in the pitch distance here, maybe flop. Well, that'll be a flop, but that'll be the best. Yeah. That's how we need to attack that, I think. Very slow. First time we've had that today. And not an easy putt. I don't think there's an easy pin on this green. Yeah, the green complex definitely the defense of this hole. But again, I hit a marginal flop shot. And instead of having a decent birdie look, I had a tough side hiller, and you know, you get what you get. All right, Scob, get your favorite beverage ready again, because this is the Redan. This is definitely a Redan. Got the wind to help me out on this hole, too. This is like a perfect wind for this hole. Oh, absolutely. This is a pretty hole. Ah, and I fasted it. No! No! Ugh! One mistake I did not want to make. Ugh. If anybody wants a set of FootJoys, I'll sell them to you, but buyer beware. They do have a hole going through them. Looks very much like a gunshot entry and exit point. There's just completely an unforced error there. But I mean, this is what I mean about difficulty. I mean, you look at my scorecard. I mean, I haven't had the big blow up. I mean, like this impossible hole. I mean, that's not what this course has been at all. But I mean, it's been enough of a test of the game where if I'm slightly off, which I definitely have been this round, I'm missing my spots by fractions, and it's costing me looks at birdie. Taking what could be good birdie holes and making them a scramble for par. We finish with a classic Principles nose. Not quite a double plateau green, but I'll look at this a little closer. I mean, I suppose it's kind of double plateau-ish. You got this little bit up front here, you got a little swale in here, and then you got the back portion. It's kind of double plateau, but not quite. Yeah, another par 5 finisher, Brian. That's 8 out of 10 now for us, for those scoring at home. Love the risk that's brought in here on this tee shot. I mean, this is a fast trap right here. I mean, you're trying to clear this bunker, want to give it the beans. You fast, you're wet. I mean, I think my only critique is I might have gotten rid of this tree, and I might have drug this water out a little more just to make it a touch more visible. But I mean, as far as a playability element, that's a cunning piece of design right there. I've pushed this just slightly. Get a hop. Okay. So, guys, we're about wrapping up this playthrough of the Patriot. This is by Justin Smedley. We will have a couple of more playthroughs coming up for you tomorrow. That is going to be... let me double check my schedule here. I think we're kicking that off at It's here 7 or 7:30 Eastern. I want to double check here, but we will be playing. Yep, we're starting at 7 Eastern tomorrow night. Senaraja Golf Course, The Animal by Ohei Cat, and Macquarie Shores by Toddfather. Coming up tomorrow night. Get that done well in front of our weekly Jackbox party at 10 a.m. or 10 p.m. excuse me, hosted by Dan, the Catcher Man himself. And yeah, then to be determined when we're going to go on air Wednesday. But we will be playing Blackheart Cove, and we'll also be playing the one that Pablo came out with earlier on today, his entry into the design contest, and that would be the Monongahela National, which might be my favorite name so far of the contest. Ooh, that felt like it might be fast, but it wasn't. If we're going to... get up, get up, get up, get up. All right. All right. We're going to have a chance to finish with an eagle, ladies and gentlemen. And as irony would have it, if I finished with an eagle, I'd finish at 6 under par, which is exactly what I shot earlier on today at Cypress. Bit of a double breaker here. That'd feel a hell of a lot different because I finished Cypress Dunes with a bogey. This would be the finish for eagle. Oh, hit the ball, Jeremy. Oh, give me a break. 100% of eagle putts left short do not go in the hole. Well, there you have it. Once again, like I said, I mean, I kept the clean card this time. But definitely felt like I fought for that 5 under score. I mean, that was a well-earned 5 under. I didn't play my best, did not have my A game that time, but I could at least recover. And yeah, that was a nice, fun, challenging track from Justin Smedley. Again, you know, it's in a style that definitely draws some very strong opinions on both sides of the aisle, but definitely one I enjoy. And as far as the playability and the feel that we're going for in this contest, I certainly feel like this course has it. So that's the Patriot by B Smooth 13, part of our TGC Tours Major Championship Design Challenge. Again, once again, check out all the great courses that we have in this contest by checking on the link that I'm about to put in the chat. We've got 13 courses, or 13 contestants and 2 alternates in, 11 courses yet to publish, and the deadline is going to be at the very end of the day, 11:59 p.m. Eastern on tax day, April the 15th. I'll again be back with you tomorrow night with a couple of more playthroughs, and until then, ladies and gentlemen, have a very pleasant rest of your Sunday evening. This is Mayday signing off. Good night, everybody.